Welcome to it. It's yet another episode of Chit Chat with G-Wise, and I'm your host, G-Wise. Literally, I'm glad that you could be a part of this show this week. And of course, like any other week, we give you the most inspirational stories. We bring you the young and vibrant entrepreneurs, the young and motivated entrepreneurs, the youth that are making a change in Zambia. And today we have yet another exciting guest. Trust me. You want to get to hear her story. Yes, her story. It's a lady we are talking to today. But remember, this podcast is about inspiration. It's about travel and tourism. It's also about reality. Whatever is happening out there, you want us to talk about it, hit us up. Get a point. Send us an email. Send us a comment. Like and subscribe to our channel. And then we can get talking about that. It's also about business, okay? We bring to you people that will share their business story, how they made it to where they are, their failures, their successes. They tell you about it all. That's what we do right here on this podcast. It's also about entertainment. Who's buzzing? Who's making the noise out there? Yeah, so we bring to you from actors, actresses, to artists, the young and upcoming artists as well. This is the platform that you need to come to. It's also about marketing and sales. We are big on that, okay? We are big on marketing and sales. So anything that you see coming here, it's about marketing the people that we bring on this platform. And today, I'm excited because we are profiling a young and vibrant lady, Namwezi. Namwezi, hi. I'm good, thanks. Good to have you. I'm excited. You can even tell from the intro, right?
I'm excited as you are.
It's been a while.
It really has. It's an honor actually to be here. Thank you so much.
You've been busy.
Not really. I've been around.
You've been around.
Yeah.
Okay.
I've been somewhere.
Ladies and gentlemen, my guest for today, Namwezi Namwinga, lawyer and CEO of a magazine called The Movement Magazine. So we get to chat about this later on, but we're going to categorize our chat in two parts. We'll start with the law side of you, then we go with the entrepreneur side of you. Is that all right?
Yeah, sure, not a problem.
Give us your journey. How did you come to be where you are today?
First and foremost, I was born in 1990-something.
90-something?
Yes.
Comment reserved. But wow.
I'm not yet 30 though. Yeah.
You're doing big.
I'm not yet 30, but yeah. So anyway, my name is Namwezi Namwinga. I love to say this. It's something that I'm honored about. I'm a last born in a family of 3. So this entails that I get to have certain privileges.
Are you the problem child of the family?
No.
Especially last borns are like the troublemakers.
Okay, no, for me, I don't think I am. No.
Are you sure about that?
Very, very sure about
We need to ask the oldest. Is it a boy or a girl?
It's a boy. We are 2 girls. The boy is the first, then my older sister and I.
I need to talk to the boy especially. Your elder sister.
My elder sister is quiet, so
I'm sure the guy is like your bestie, is like your go-to.
Yes.
I got that right. So we need to talk to your sister, your immediate elder sister.
But we don't get along.
Now, maybe.
Yes.
We want to find out from her how it was growing up.
Yes. Then there was some A, B, C, and D's, but here we are.
Last borns, you can't avoid. Okay, continue.
Yeah, so I am a last born in a family of 3. I'm a lawyer by profession, and I'm also a founder of The Movement Magazine.
Okay. Tell us about your journey being a lawyer. Why not a pilot? Why not a nurse? Why law?
Okay, for me, law was always a dream. I used to do a lot of debates back in school. That's from high school and junior secondary. Yeah, I did a lot of debate. I think that's where it all started from, because I thought at the time being a lawyer is just arguments, like talking too much, reading and stuff. But the time I completed grade 12, we had the conversation with my parents. My mom wanted me to do nursing because of herself. She's a nurse and stuff. And then my dad wanted me to do engineering. My dad was now an engineer. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So there was that debate because my 2 siblings, they picked careers for them. But
your parents picked?
Yes.
Okay.
They picked careers for them. But for me, I said, I'm not going to do this because I really, really want to.
You see what I was talking about being a last born? There's always something about last born.
Yeah. So my grandfather is still a chancellor at Chalimbana University. So we had to sit down I explained to him, because him and I are very close. I told him, said, me, I want to do this, but my parents want me to do this. Said, no, just let her go.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's how I enrolled at Cavendish University. I started from Cavendish University. I did my foundation program from there. Then I went into direct law at the University of Lusaka.
Okay.
Yes. Then after there, I did my bar exam, and here I am.
Okay, so tell us about the journey. You know, there's a lot of things that we hear about lawyers and being in school. There's the Ziali, and there's knowing a lot. Like, the way some people come out about law is like it's this difficult bond too. You understand that? How was your journey? Was it hard for you?
I will not lie. Law is very hard.
Okay.
Yeah, there are certain courses, like maybe at uni last, we used to take 4 courses in a semester. So you find like maybe 2 are easy and then 2 are kind of like hard. And then at the same time, you realize that you would underestimate, because they're coming from a school where you had, I think, secondary school, you had to think about 8 courses. So you're like, what is 8 courses? If I did maths, English, biology, whatever, what is constitutional and these things, I can still make it. So you realize that sometimes you'd fail. I equally experienced failure while I was doing my undergrad. So it's that thing whereby it needs total focus. You need to be focused. You need to read. You need to do research. You need to be on time with what's happening in current affairs, especially in the political realm, because it's like law, literally, most of the time, majority of the things that it covers is current affairs.
We'll come to the political side of law. But let me talk about failures. How did you handle that? You've talked about handling failures when you're in school. How do you handle that? Because I know out there sometimes what's hard is to handle failure. Some people quit just right at that point. But how did you handle failure?
It's heartbreaking, I must say, because the first course I failed was evidence law. And it's something where, like, I was very active in class. Yeah, like, I would participate and everything. And when I failed, I went straight to my dad. And he said, you see what we told you? That was the best, because remember when I was just applying, they went, like, they were against me.
Yes.
But at the end of the day, they all, like, came through for me. They're like, no, you can still do it. It's just one course. You can still do it. Luckily, I was not repeating the semester. So, yeah, that's how, like, I managed to pull through until my dissertation. Equally, I had challenges picking a topic. I think I submitted about 3, which were all denied. And then eventually, I came to, 1, which I had to go through.
Okay. So what would you tell a young soul out there, a young person out there, that at the point of failure, they want to quit?
Don't quit. It's at that point, that's where your strength lies. Because trust me, had I stopped law school at the time, I don't know where I would have been today. Maybe I would have just been switching from one career to the other. I would have been like, okay, let me try DS, let me try teaching, let me just go back to medicine and stuff. So it's within the failures, that's where the strength of someone is. For me, that's how I've, like, come to learn of certain things.
No, okay. I hope you get that. I think that's something inspirational, especially coming from a young lady who's doing some things that are big in this society. Big ups to you, Namwezi.
Thank you so much.
So, pass through all those stages, failed, go back to school, and then there was Ziali.
I failed at Ziali.
You did?
Yes. My first attempt, I got 7. Like Ziali, we used to write 11 courses, and then I failed. That was for the mid. I got 7, and then on the final, I got 8. So I had to go back, and it was actually heartbreaking. I even told my dad to say, you know what? I'm not going to sit for this exam. Me, it's done.
It's done.
I went with that mentality of saying, I must get it at first attempt. And then life happened.
Yeah, life does happen.
Yeah.
You really wanted to get it at first attempt.
I really wanted. Like, I had to stop everything. Nobody knew I was doing ZL at the time. I would even tell, like, my friends. My friends didn't know, like, they'd come and visit because I actually moved from home. I used to go, like, I started staying in a boarding house. So my friends wondered to say, but what's Namwezi doing at Nipa Flat? Because I used to start Nipa Flat.
Yeah.
What's Namwezi doing? And Namwezi, can we meet? I'm like, okay, come to Nipa. So, like, each time the friends would come through, they'll be like, but Namwezi, what are you doing? I'm like, no, I'm at my sister's house. I would lie to them because I didn't want them to know, to say I was doing Ziali and stuff. So yeah, the magazine in the process actually, like, happened. We continued doing everything. I would try to be present, but not as much as I was.
You didn't want people to know that you're doing law?
No, everyone knew I was a lawyer.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, but I didn't want people to know I was at Ziali.
Yeah.
At the time, Ziali used to publish the names. So I was like, because I'm in the public domain, so everyone would go and buy a newspaper and
you see that.
say, Namwezi Anapasa, Namwezi, such thing.
Yeah.
So I didn't want that. I kept quiet. Like, each time I'm doing something, even every time I'm releasing an issue or anything, nobody knows except my team. And I've kept it like that. I think it's a discipline because there's always distractions that would come through. Maybe, oh, Burna Boy is coming to Zambia, let's go. Oh, there's an interview with G-Wise, let's go. Such things. So you need to like plan to say, okay, in the next 10 months, it's me and my books.
Okay. You had to put certain things on hold.
Yes.
Tell us about sacrifice and achieving your goals. What does it really, really bring to the table when you sacrifice something?
When you sacrifice, you want to achieve something. It's like, I'll give an example. The Bible says you should pray and fast.
Yes.
So if you pray and fast, you really want that thing to speed up.
Yeah.
It's different compared to why you're praying, I'm not praying. We're in the same class or we're doing the same business or at least we're doing something. But it's about how much effort you put into that. Yeah. So when we say, okay, I'm going to put this on hold, I'm going to put my family on hold for now until I get my master's, until I get my PC, until I get my education. If you have to go to that extra mile, just do it. Because at the end of the day, it's for your own benefit. Everyone has got their lives at the end of the day. So remember to say, this thing that I'm invested in, this sacrifice, this, conversations and stuff that I'm doing, I just need to put a limit to certain things because there's always distractions. People will come with all sorts of things.
Yeah.
It could be money.
Yeah.
It could be anything. But how disciplined are you?
So it's about discipline.
Yes.
So sacrifice comes with a lot of discipline. Now, what are some of the, you being in college, being in university, what's some of the vices that you notice among your peers that they are not willing to sacrifice in order to push through education?
Okay, most of them, personally, first of all, I'd say, for me, I feel peer pressure does not exist. It's about you having self-control.
Okay.
Yes, because we come from different homes. I know the struggles that my parents are going through. You equally have your own struggles.
Yeah.
So when we come together, we need to, in as much as we are playing, we know to say, okay, in Ekwatu, there's no millennial. In Ekwatu, they're struggling. They had to go and get a loan for me to, pay for school fee. And then you want to go and play. Mm-hmm. So for me, I don't think that really makes sense to me. So at the end of the day, it's about it takes us back to discipline.
Yeah.
Because even the time I moved in boarding school in my third year at university, all this time I was a day scholar. I'll just go on a bus and come back, And then in my third year, I had to move because we were making points.
Yeah.
So when I got there in boarding school, my brother was actually against because he thought, Namwezi does this magazine. Yeah. And then she might start playing, she might start doing all those things. And then I had good friends and had bad friends. But I always remembered where I came from. I was like, if I fail, they'll go and talk at home. Maybe at my place they beat when you fail.
The immediate elder sister. Knowing you are the last born.
Yeah, so there's all these things. So at the end of the days, in as much as you are going to play, you will find people who drink. I've never taken alcohol. I've never smoked. I have gone out.
Yes.
But not on a regular. So, it's that thing whereby your friends say, no, guys, staying out there. They just start asking for clothes. They'll ask for hair and everything. Mm-hmm. But you're not about that life. And what really helped me was, at the time, I had already started this. So I didn't want to be found today I'm with this team, the next day I'm with these guys. And maybe, I don't know, Chicago's, I go to such a place. I really avoided that.
Okay. I know alcohol. You've talked about alcohol. You've talked about smoking. Those are some of the vices that you mostly find university, college level, and they're being abused. And that really becomes a distraction to achieving what one really needs to achieve. I think I find relationships also sometimes to be an obstacle.
Yeah, it is for some.
Yeah.
But I never had such. I didn't have such encounters. I didn't encounter such in school. Yeah, because I did my undergrad. I was never in a relationship throughout.
You're serious?
Yes.
Serious? Yeah.
I'm very, very serious. Anyone who's hanged out with me, even behind my back, they'll tell you, Namwezi, no.
Could it be? Okay, and that really helped you.
Yes.
Okay, getting back to law. Ziali, you finally passed. What was the next step?
I was working the time I was doing Ziali. I had a full-time job.
Full-time job?
Yes.
Where?
I was at Zicta.
Oh.
Yes.
And the legal department?
Yes. And then I had to... Okay, my law career actually began the time I was in my fourth year. I got an internship at Pakra. So while I was at Pakra, I didn't even finish. I got a better offer.
Oh, these are big companies you're talking about.
Yes.
How did you get it?
I just applied.
Oh, okay.
Yes. I know people use all these methods, but for me, I've got that thing where I've got a fighting spirit. I'm very persistent. So if I not say, G-Wise are going to get me a job, I'll keep on following you until you get me that job. Yeah. But at Parkra, they advertised like they wanted interns. And then I took that opportunity. It was free internship, actually. I was not even getting paid for it.
Okay.
Yeah. But anyway, it gained me experience to where I am today. So while I was at Parkra, I had the opportunity, like I got a better offer at Zicta. So I started as an intern, got a contract, and then, worked there until I was doing my ZIALE. But because Zicta, we rarely go to court. So I had to go and get attached at NPA for criminal.
NPA?
Yeah, NPA, National Prosecution.
Oh, okay.
Yes,
NPA. Okay.
Yeah, and then from there, I'm in private practice. I've worked with different law firms.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay. So you are practicing law right now.
Yeah.
Okay. So you go to court. So which category is the lawyer?
I've done everything. I'm just not yet decided on where I want to settle because I intend on going back in government.
So right now it's a general law.
Yes.
That's what you
I do conveyancing. I do criminal. I do corporate. I'm more into corporate advisory.
Okay.
But I want to switch. I want to start doing other things.
So tell us what to know. Maybe
No.
You know what?
You people are snitching.
I know. I don't tell people your plan.
Don't.
You only talk about them when they become to be fruitful. Okay. I know you people don't share stories or cases that you've handled. But what are some of the challenges that you've had to encounter while practicing law?
I've cried.
What?
Yeah, I've cried.
What, in court?
At court. Like, there are certain times where you have to face maybe a high court judge or a magistrate.
Yeah.
And then people just have got their own time. They have got their own mood. So maybe, especially when I was starting, my boss would send me, go and file. You go and file. There's that thing where we have to give like supremacy to people who are at the bar and stuff. Yes. So like you let them go and file in, and then I was there trying to file. Then there was senior counsel coming through. So I didn't know this is we're a lot. So you can't know who's senior and who's not.
Yes.
So like people would say all these things, but I'm so emotional, so I would just break.
Yeah. Now, you being emotional and you are in an emotionless career. Because definitely you must bring your A game. How are you handling that now?
I'm trying. I'm still growing.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm still growing. Like, sometimes you'd find I had a very bitter boss once upon a time. I've had good bosses. I've had, people who'd mentor me thanks to Mbanandi.
Oh,
yeah, like she's
Mbandandi.
Yeah, like she's always been there. In the time I was doing, she was my senior at uni, so like she'd always guide me. No, Namwezi this, Namwezi you can't do this. You can't be found in such places. You can't do this. You can't do certain things. So she's really helped me. Each time I have a case, like I'd even call her Mbanandi, listen, I need help, because you need friends in this fraternity. You just can't do it alone. And even at work, it's not every time they'll give you, like a client comes, you sit down, they tell you their problems, you do their brief, you start filing, you do that. No. Sometimes you sit as a teamwork. So you need to you understand, okay, what course of action are we going to bring against this person? How should we go about it? So for law, usually it's about teamwork.
Teamwork, okay. So in terms of wins and losses, if there's such a thing, how would you weigh your cases? More wins?
I've had wins. I've had losses. I've not practiced for a long time. I think maybe it should be 2020 what? I was at Parkra from 2019.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So it hasn't been much. I've not
not
done a lot of cases, but I'm still hoping to do more. Except I just want to switch from private practice to
Okay, I want to talk about two things. First, I want to talk about the money. Is law as good as they say in terms of money pay?
It depends with where you're working from. It's like journalists. There are certain people who work maybe for newspapers, they work for radio, they work for TV stations.
Journalists, trust me, that's interesting.
So it depends with who you're working for, Some have good money, others are living because maybe they don't have, they don't make much. At the end of the day, it's about the discipline. Yeah. I keep talking about discipline.
I know, yes, but what to talk about the money? Is it good money? I want an answer.
That one is subjective. So
subjective?
Yes.
Okay, but once you're out there,
it's about how you position yourself.
It's possible to start making good money.
Yes. It's very possible, except Ziala is expensive, but yeah, here we are.
Oh, it is.
Yeah, very, very expensive.
Okay.
Because I hear people are now paying, is it 40,000 or something?
Whoa, are you serious? Yay. Let's talk about your parents. Okay. How many years later, from the time they told you no to now, how many years ago was that?
That was 2013.
Wow. And now,
This is 2020.
what's their position now?
Yeah, they are happy. Yeah, yes, my dad is happy. My mom,
You have a nurse, who's your mom? You have an engineer, who's your dad?
my dad. My
Yes.
brother did economics, so he's
Economist.
Yes, then my sister did purchasing and supply.
Then you have now the lawyer.
Council.
Counsel. How is their reaction now? How is their...
But I know my parents are proud of us. I know they are.
Okay.
Yeah, it's something I think that when they're with their friends, maybe they even brag. You know, parents.
Yes, yes.
That it's the shiny, such things. Yeah.
But they are happy now that
Yes.
you did what you love.
What I wanted, yes.
Ah, okay. All right. So, what would you tell other parents out there? Allow
Okay.
each child to pursue their career.
Not really. Sometimes we make because we're just excited. I would
Yep.
say maybe someone wants to do things like maybe they want to be a pilot, but they don't know how their market is. Mostly would want to argue with our parents, not knowing them. They've lived longer than us. They know what's on the market. They know what's on the ground. Because sometimes their parental guidance really helps. I failed in school. My parents were there, luckily. But for some, you might not be as lucky as I was.
Yeah.
We're coming from different homes. We're coming from different backgrounds. So just try to do thorough research if you can.
Yeah.
Try to go, if you want to be a lawyer, go to, the Sinezas, go to the John Sangwas, just go to any lawyer, the Chief Justice, and try to understand what law is about. Because it's disappointing. There are certain people who were ahead of me. They've not yet,
Graduated up to now.
yeah, some have not graduated. Some have not even been to the bar. So it's a 50-50.
Okay. Let's talk about your checklists in terms of law. Okay. What are some of the checklists that you'd encourage somebody out there to say, before you begin to do law, this is the things that you need to check? Your mood, check.
The first thing you need to do is fall in love with it.
Okay.
For me, it's
So
really
check that. Fall in love.
I really had to go because my dad really had good lawyer friends and stuff. So I think especially the wig, just being robed and everything, that you should fall in love with that before even go and buy that application letter to Unilas or whatever institution you're going to. Make sure you fall in love with it. Read, try to know about it.
Check that. Read,
Understand what is law.
Yeah.
Who do I want to be in this career? Because some people just go in it for okay, it's just for having. Some, they just have it not practicing. Some want to practice. For me, I reached the point where I was I think this degree, it's fine. Let me just make my...
Focus on something else.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
So, but at the end of the day, you need to, know why you started.
Okay.
Yeah.
So check that as well. Okay.
So,
Well, good thing to hear about law and just generally the career itself and just your story. I think it's inspirational. It's something that somebody out there should really never give up on their dreams. If you have something going, no matter how many times you fail, Namwezi says, don't give up.
don't.
Okay. She failed and here she is today, enjoying the fruits.
If I still want to give the PC at Unilas personally knows, because I'd go to his office, sir, look at, I failed. How? I was that intelligent girl.
Oh, okay.
How I was failing certain courses was questioning.
Where am I missing it?
Sir, what's wrong? Where's the problem? My dad even would there's one time when my dad went to us, say, maybe you are lying to us, you're playing so hard. It's you're playing too much out there.
Okay.
Then he even encouraged him to say, I think put her in boarding, we'll see how she'll perform. Because Indians at the time didn't have a whole campus that had boarding facilities and stuff, so would go and rent boarding houses, bed spaces and everything. So
yeah, never give up. In short, never give up. No matter how many times you fall down, just stand up and just push at that career. I think one thing I've come to know is that when you fall down, right, and failing could be one of those things, you've fallen down. There's no any other place to go when you're down apart from
getting up.
You see. I know one of the lyrics, I think that's Dismo or something. He says,
Yeah.
Then I proceed. You get a point. Just pick yourself up and just keep pushing because you only have you and you only live once. That's so inspirational, Namwezi. And hopefully law is working out for you.
It will eventually.
It will,
I'm still looking up to a lot of people. There's a lot of people that I go to for help, advice. Yeah. So I'm still growing in the industry.
Okay. All right. Are there any, I know you've mentioned one, are there any notable names that you can say thank you or big ups to, or you look up to in the law fraternity?
I look up to Nelly Moti, the Speaker of the National Assembly.
Say that again. Say that again.
Yeah, at least
Say that
the
again.
best female speaker. Yeah, something to like look up to. Then the Chief Justice. Yeah, we actually go to the same church.
Oh, okay.
In our church, there's a lot of lawyers. So there's Mr. Bernard.
What church is that?
UCZ.
UCZ. Which branch?
Trinity.
Trinity.
Yes.
Where is it?
Roadspark.
Roadspark.
Just by the corner, Church Road.
Yes. Ah, okay.
Yeah, so there's a lot of people that I go to for help.
Okay. All right. Awesome. Now, one thing is that you are a lawyer doing your thing as a lawyer who has had this story from the onset and never gave up. Here you are today. Yet you still have, I don't know if you can call it a side hustle or you can call it your baby or you can call it the main hustle.
Baby, it's still growing.
You have this wonderful piece of art and it's called The Movement Magazine. Wow. Tell us the story behind this. I can see here I have profiles. I've got, this is Jito, right?
Yes.
I like this man. I like this man. And the famous guy himself, the legend. Okay. I can see some. But anyway, let's get into it. Tell us your story. Tell us your story regarding these magazines.
The Movement Magazine was born in 2017. It was just an idea at the time.
Okay.
Yeah, then 2018, 19, that's when like it started being operational, fully function. I didn't even know what I was doing when I started this magazine.
Okay.
I started when I was in my second year of law school. Second to third, yeah.
So this came when you're already in law school?
Yes.
Okay.
So
why the need? Why did you feel you had the need to do this?
I wanted to do something. The whole idea was to write a book.
Okay.
But then while in school, I had my good friend Mugo. So I told her about it. I'm like, look, I've been writing this. I want to write something. Like, I want to do a book and stuff.
Yeah.
And then she's like, okay, what's option 2? And she's from the Copper Belt. You know, Copper Belt people are so determined. Yes.
Very.
So like, I told her to. Then she was like, what's your second option? I'm like, a magazine. They said, okay, let's do a magazine. I've been writing for, I think Umza had some publish and something what she used to contribute. She was like, no, okay, I can even profile you. That's how she did my profile. And I was like, you know what, you're a very good writer. Let's start this thing together.
Mm-hmm.
But she was, everywhere. She was around the place and stuff. So that's how she said, okay, I won't be part of this, but I'll guide you. Because I've done like magazines and stuff. So that's how I started. My first issue had Onechi on it. I remember.
Is it here?
No, it's not here. I had Onechi on the cover. So like when we started the magazine, my parents were against it because for them...
So everything that you do, you have to go through your parents?
Yes.
Why is that important for you?
I'm being kept. So you can't just...
Even now, even when you're working?
I'm staying with my parents.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
I thought when you start working, now it's time to experience life.
I don't know about you guys. Bills are expensive out there. I can't.
You are a lawyer.
Still, I can't. I mean,
and owns probably one of the most successful magazines in the country.
On top of that, I'm my parents' baby girl.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's
everything that you do has to go through your parents.
Yes. Like I told my parents, say, I'm doing this. Actually, I had started it. So now I told them when it was about to be launched to say, my friend and I have this magazine. We're planning on doing this and this and this and this and this.
Mm-hmm.
So like I explained, they were not happy. They said, no, focus on school because, you know, we're in Africa, obviously. So priority, looking at our parents and everything, priority has always been education.
Oh.
Yeah. So once you just do your school, you can do anything you want.
Yeah.
But then I was trying to, actually I was lagging. I was like in between. I'm doing the magazine. I'm pursuing my career in law. So there was a whole lot of, ties here and there. But I was kind of stubborn.
Mm-hmm.
I will not say I'm stubborn. I was kind of stubborn at the time.
I thought lawyers are.
It depends, though.
Or last bonds, let me put it that way. It's nature for last bonds to be stubborn.
Yes. Anyway, depends the type of last born you have.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, so that's how like I just continued. I'll do it secretly. Just like that.
Okay. All right. So what was the process like to getting your first published book, your first published magazine? What was the process like? Is it easy in Zambia to get it done? Yeah. What was...
It was hard. We went to get quotations, I remember, at DigiPrint. And then we found that printing one magazine was about 350 kwacha.
And then was a good as that way.
We were students.
Yeah.
We were relying on our parents for transport, for everything. But we said, okay, we're still going to do it. Remember, I had a couple of friends.
Yes.
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 So those people said, don't worry, we'll still make it. Let's just go. So that's how we started like doing content. Lloyd Cabovelo did my photo shoot for, I think, a year. Yeah, he was with me for a year. And then that's how we like, I had Njeko on my team for graphics. He's still doing the graphics right now. That was from 2018. Yeah, up to now, we're still working together. So we had to print the first issue at the same cost. We only had, I think, about less than 20 copies.
But they were out there.
Yes. And the good part was immediately after we launched that issue, we got nominated for an international award in Nigeria and won that award. Yes.
So the Movement magazine is an internationally recognized magazine.
Yes.
Okay. Awesome.
So when I got the award, Marianne is actually the one who went to Nigeria because 3 of us were nominated. There was myself, there was Marianne who was in another business. I think she's in agriculture or something now. And then the late Spiwe Benasho.
Yes. My first in peace.
Yeah.
I know she was big.
Yes, too much.
The entrepreneurship and stuff.
Too much.
Yeah.
So they're the ones who traveled. I couldn't travel at the time. I was having my exams. So they just brought the award for me.
Okay.
Yeah. And that's how I could see, like, doors opening here and there.
From that time, that was like your breakthrough moment.
Yes. And then, like, there was now a whole lot of demand. So we said, okay, let's start printing in essay. So, because we had a friend of ours that was moving.
Wait, so now you had to move just from the first edition?
Yes, we only had like less than 20
copies printed locally. So at that point, you made a decision to say, let's start printing from essay.
Yes, no, because actually my Mubo's housemate, Tandy, Mubo's housemate, Tandy, we were all in law school together.
Yeah.
So she comes from Zimbabwe, but she has friends in essay. So she said, you guys, what you're doing, South Africa is a big thing. Like magazines are a big thing that side.
Yeah.
So let me ask my friend. So that's how she connected us to the same girl who helped us with like getting to print at a cheaper price. And then that same girl now connected us to start printing from China because China is like the cheapest source.
So from having the first copy, good of the stories is, come on. Like from having 20 copies only because it's expensive to print.
I think they were like 15 or 17, but they were less than 20.
Less than 20 copies.
Yes.
To winning an award.
Yes.
Immediately printing a copy in essay.
Yes.
Then China.
Yes.
And then Namwezi got determined. Yeah.
Because at the time they print like
South Africa. What was the difference in terms of?
In South Africa, we used to print. I think it was 23 kwacha. Yeah. I think at the time
300 in Zambia.
Yes.
23 kwacha. Why is it hard to do that in Zambia? Why is it so expensive?
Zambia, I think it's because the market, like, we are not a lot on the market. So it's
like, why it's supposed to be cheap?
That's I would agree with you on that one. But I think for them, they were looking at it like on a business point of view. Because they print like in large quantities for companies like, is it First Quanta, these are Solwezi magazines, those they've got the money to pay them. So they hire the more the number of copies, the cheaper it becomes.
Okay, I see. Okay. So 23 kwacha, the difference was quite huge.
Very, very.
Yes. So how many copies did you print in essay? That was what edition was that? The second one?
That was the 3rd edition. But the first one, we ended at that. Like it opened doors, but we didn't continue to print, except the demand on the market was very high. So we said, let's do another edition from the monies that we got from the award.
Okay, so the award was not just a recognition. It came with money. Like how much?
It was I think around 5,000 or something.
Kwacha?
Yes.
Awesome.
Yeah, so that's what pushed us to start to make the 2nd edition, which didn't sell, unfortunately. But the good part was we didn't print a lot.
But you printed locally?
No. The second one we printed it
in SA. Okay.
Yes, I think that was, I can't remember, but it was not more than 100.
Okay.
Yes. And then we went on printing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Then China now.
Then we went to China.
So the difference between printing in China and in SA?
Was the cost.
Yeah, like how much were you printing in a copy?
China, we started printing at, I think it was 19 or 18 kwacha.
It was less. Now, when you include the shipping and stuff.
No, we used to use a student. The students who would come. Yes. So we were not subjected to such.
Okay. Wow. You could have easily given up at the point when, to say, 300 and something kwasha.
Yeah.
Why?
We continued. We had already advertised the launch. People were everyone confirmed. So it was just about us getting those copies, taking them to the place of the event, and then we sell them.
How is the magazine doing now?
It's doing great.
Okay, how much is a copy?
It's 100 kwacha.
100 kwacha. So, so far from the first one, how many editions have you done?
19.
19 editions. So currently on number 19.
Yes.
And working on the 20th one.
Yes.
20th one. Okay, let's talk about this one. You have, let's be frank, he's a legend.
He is a legend.
Tell me about this edition. What do I find in here?
In there you find this one was actually sponsored by Zicta. I was an intern at the time, yeah.
Okay.
Yes. So
you spoke with them?
Yes, they did.
So the sponsorship was in monetary form?
Yes, it was. So they got an ad, and then they helped us print. It was part of their corporate social responsibility.
Yeah. Okay, awesome. Talking about using opportunities, yeah?
Yes.
All right. And then you have this one with one of my favorite, man.
The man of the moment.
Man of the moment, yeah?
Yeah.
Tell me about this one. What do you find? It says what? From Madeira to Harvard.
The celebrities there.
History. Okay, yeah. I remember student loans at what cost, then Better Code Jito. I know a series called Better Code, so... Have you watched that one?
No.
This guy is a lawyer. Trust me. Ask me about it later.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Better Code Jito. What do you find in here?
So in Jito, Jito is telling a story. So people would always question, mistake themselves for what happens in this issue because he's a politician.
Yeah.
He's in the executive organ of the government. And then he's also a businessman. But we knew Jito before he became who he is. That's the angle we took. Not that I personally knew him, no.
Yeah.
So even the time I was contacting him, he didn't know me.
Okay.
I didn't know. Okay, I knew him from TV and everything.
To be contact because he's a busy man. He really travels around the country every other week.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The only challenge was about the photo shoot, but everything else he agreed on.
Who took the photos?
Mira's photographer.
These are good photos.
Yeah. So when I called Jito, I called him and then I was like, hi, hello, are you able to, can I call you back? So I'm like, okay. And shockingly, he had to call me back. He didn't know who I was, but he called back. Was like, you tried to call me ABCD. I'm like, yeah, sir. I'm this person. We do this magazine, this and that. He said, okay, send it to my WhatsApp. I thought it would be hard. There'll be letters involved and everything. I never wrote any letter to Jito. So that's how we sent in our past editions. Then he went quiet. Obviously, he was out of the country, I assume.
Mm-hmm.
And then after some time, I called him. He's like, you guys went quiet. I'm like, but sire, now we can't start going back and forth. I'm just like, okay, sir, how do we proceed from here? Then he's like, how do you do it? Then I explained to him, so we can do a photo shoot because that's priority. I know he is in and out of the country. And then he said, can I send you my pictures? We said, no, we don't do that. They said, the time to do that photo shoot is what I will not have. I said, sir, I don't know how you do it, but this has to be done. Yeah. And then he said, okay. The day for the photo shoot, he calls me and says, I'm at the airport, I'm leaving. I had already organized everything. I got my Mother's Day off, so we should do this. But Jito was not around. I said, okay, sir, it's fine.
Yeah.
And then after some time, we continued talking. He came through. We did the photo shoot before we actually gave him the questions. So we did the photo shoot at the quorum, and then I sent him a question, the questions, and then he had to respond using a voice note.
Awesome!
Yeah.
So it was very easy.
It was very easy, but he was actually very supportive, and I actually thought it would be hard because him being in such an office and stuff. So it was very, very easy.
Okay. One other good story from here is from Matero to Harvard, and that's a slap this story. I remember him, talking to students at Harvard, right?
Yeah.
That's a good story as well. Okay, and you have another edition here. There's a very nice cover photo here. And says, Glam, Hustle, and Go. Mayuya, the beautypreneur. Okay? And 22 World Cup kickoff as well. And then there's the Untold Stories of Jeroboam. Whoa, I'd love to read this.
That one was actually Copper Belt edition. So that's Mary Fawaz on the cover.
Okay.
Yes.
Copper Belt edition. So what were you?
So like what we do is we've got a main edition like maybe Jito's issue. Then we also come in with sub editions where we go and do our media tours. Like we just don't restrict ourselves to Lusaka.
Yeah.
Yes, we don't have the capacity, but we're trying to go as much as we can to dig like information to have other youths participate in it.
Okay, can see my former boss here.
Yes, so he was actually my cover on issue, the one that was before Costa.
Okay.
Yeah, his was issue 8.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, we'll talk about that. Can see a very interesting National Assembly of Zambia.
Yes. Current affairs, the national budget.
Awesome. Yeah, and this man of the moment, I'd say as well.
Yeah.
His story is quite inspiring. You can get him on the podcast.
You
One
will.
of these days.
These are, these people are easy to get, but except who are scared, who are like, if I go to Mr. Siatwambo, he might think like, unless I should be big enough for me to approach Jito, I should be big enough to speak to Dumisani. And these people are very easy. They just need you to have the confidence to just face them. Yes.
Okay. All right. I'm sure the team is listening. I hope we can get Strive to talk to some of these men. We're just looking at a few editions here. And who's this guy? Okay. This is issue number what, 15?
Yes.
Issue 15?
Yeah.
Ultimately, the aim is to conquer the world. Yeah.
He equally has a very good story, yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's got a good story. This 23 national budget as well, it's in there. Lessons to Lemonade. Mwizukanji's story.
Yes.
Who's your editor?
There's Tio and Chimoika.
Tionge
Sakala.
Or Tionge Sakala?
Yes, and Chimoika Chilif.
Oh, Chimoika Chilif. Oh, okay, good. Okay, I can see the writing is catchy. It's nice. I like it.
Thank you.
Yeah, and what's cooking in the wood kitchen? Okay, you can still see my boss, my former boss. Okay. Quickly, another edition. Which one can we look at? Okay. Yeah, Costa. Costa. Okay, one of the good guys. Is one has benefited big in journalism. A story to tell, trust me. Yeah, how was this edition?
Costa's equally was very easy to get. Okay. Like I said, these are people that you just need to go and just speak. It was very easy. Because Costa and I, I don't know if I should say this, but we were once upon a time classmates.
Oh, serious? Oh, okay. In law?
He was actually my senior. Yeah, yes.
Oh, okay. Awesome.
So that's where, like, WhatsApp group in the class and stuff. So I got his contact from there. And then the time I was doing this, I just had to call him. He said, come to my office. I went there. He didn't even know who I was. But I went there, had a conversation with him. Yeah. And we managed to get this.
Good. Then we have the Father of the Nation edition.
This actually happened before he died.
Okay.
I started contacting his office. That was 2021.
So you actually met him?
Yes.
You went there?
Yes.
You took these photos?
Yes. Even gave us an endorsement in this edition.
Ah, okay.
This.
He signed?
KK's, yeah.
So this is KK's own handwriting?
Yeah, that was on the...
This you've kept it dearly, right? You can't sell this?
Can't sell it.
Trust me, I'll put it in a show, in a frame, just, where it's hanging somewhere there. Okay, so this is our very own father's handwriting, Father of the Nation.
Yes.
Mr. KK, may so rest in peace.
And the family was actually very supportive because even at the time, actually 2 days before he died, is it 2 or 3 days before he died? We were supposed to go for a photo shoot. Then they said, no, you can't see him. Okay. He's not too well.
Okay.
And then even during the funeral, we were still communicating with Mr. Kaweche and teachers who were like, would text, so how are we going to do this? Yeah. Can this be done? Because he had the longest national mourning.
Yes.
So I was like, can we do this before the burial? There's like, no, the state might not before the idea. So let's just do it after. Okay. Even after, everyone was just very supportive.
Okay, you have JK in this one.
Yes, so for JK, it's not about him. This edition was dedicated to KK. So everything in the particular edition is about KK. So that suit JK is wearing is a KK suit.
Ah,
Yes, that's made by
I see. You see why I asked who are your editors, right?
Yeah,
This is creative.
very.
Yeah. Okay, awesome. All right, we've talked about the magazines. Let's talk about entrepreneurship side of this magazine. You are making money off this.
It's now that we started making money. Before, everything was coming from our pockets.
Uh-huh.
Yes, like, Chimoika puts like a something, I put a something, Jekwa comes through and stuff. So everything at the time was being funded by ourselves because I think of the passion and determination that everyone had.
Okay. So how many people are involved in
We are
making sure?
5.
5, namely?
So there's myself, there's Tionge Sakala, there's Chimoika Chileshe, there's Njekwa, and there's Mubo.
Okay. So everybody brings something to the table.
Yes.
Okay, and you are the face of the magazine.
Yeah.
So to say.
For now.
Okay, so in terms of how many people have you employed through this magazine?
The people that we've employed are through articles, like contributors, people who write our stories.
And you pay them?
Yes, we do give them something.
Okay.
Yeah. So because what we've tried to avoid in the past few years is where we make you commit to us.
Yeah.
And then maybe
you can't do anything else.
Exactly.
Sometimes if you don't sell and you can't pay them.
Exactly. And at the end of the day, everyone who is involved in this magazine, they've got their 8 to 5 jobs. So there's literally no one to start focusing on who's this. Yeah. So we have a group of writers who we just contact, like, okay, every 4 months, get ready, we're doing this. For this edition, work from home, we'll do this and this. That's how we do it.
Let's talk about the reading culture in Zambia. Is the reading culture in Zambia improving or going down?
It's improved now. The time we started, it was very bad.
It was very bad.
Because the time I was actually taking some copies to ShopRite, it's actually this recent same copy.
Yeah.
Then the manager was very impressed.
Yes.
He said, you guys are doing very well. Like, because now the magazine is on demand. People want to read more. People would come in and say, do you have this? What can I read and stuff?
Okay.
At the time, it was very bad. It was even hard to just get into ShopRite. It was hard to just go to Bookworld and tell them, say, look, I've got this magazine. It has to be on shelves and stuff. It was very hard.
Okay. So where can we find these magazines?
They're in ShopRite, Countrywide, and Bookworld.
Only those two places?
Yes.
Okay, and going for 100 kwacha?
Yes.
Okay. How often do you release a new edition?
Every 4 months. It's a quarter, but we've got sub-editions, like I said. So those ones, they come in form of soft copies.
Soft copies.
Yes, so you can subscribe online on our website.
Do you pay something to subscribe?
Yes, you do.
Oh, okay. What's the website?
www.movementmagazinezm.com.
Ah, okay. It's working out for you. Generally, would you encourage people to still do entrepreneurship?
Yes, entrepreneurship is the way, because
the new security, they say.
Exactly, because these jobs we're working, we are not guaranteed. We don't know what's coming.
Yeah.
But just to be safe, you need a side hustle. And in as much as you're going to just do, if you're someone who's like, you don't have the opportunity to go to school, please start a business. And when you get that business, take yourself to school.
Take yourself.
Because there's this confusion all over social media. People are saying, no, business people are making more money than the corporate world, than people who've got degrees. I make more money than what? But at the end of the day, it's better you have a degree and not use it than not need it, than you not having it and then you need it. It's difficult for you to sit in rooms like with big people, because what are you going to discuss? You can be a good marketer who does not have an education, but at the end of the day, please take yourself to school.
Okay. How do you balance the demands of your legal career with the responsibilities of managing a business like this?
The balance, we're still balancing, we're still trying.
I like that.
Very, very hard. Because, sometimes, especially if you're in private practice, it's hard. You need to go for work early in the morning. You need to be at least at the office by 7:30. You need to have your 8 hours of sleep.
Yeah.
You need to converse with your boss. You've got clients pending, not only for the company, but even your personal clients. So how to balance is the question.
Okay.
But for me, I usually work overtime. Like I would always push my meetings maybe during my lunch break or after working hours.
Oh.
Yes, then I can just go. If I'm going to meet, like if it's the CEO of whatever, I go there. I speak to them. Where I can't, Chimoika will come in. So, like, we always not say, okay, Chimoika, this week, what are you doing? Oh, I've got this and this and this. Okay, me, I'll be at court. I'll be doing this. I'll be doing that. Can you come? Can you cover it up for me? Said, no, Namwezi, I'm supposed to be on radio. Find time to go and meet this person. So, I was always that.
All right.
You are trying.
You're trying, right? Trying. Just have to try. Okay, let's talk about the Zambia business landscape. How would you describe the current business environment in Zambia?
It's good and bad.
Okay.
I would say so, because the fluctuation of the dollar is a very, very big challenge for most of us who are trying to do business outside.
Okay.
Where you're sending your magazine for print, it has to come, if it's by ship, if it's air, cargo. So there's all these things that I don't know who's been supposed to help us with this, but yeah, we still have a big way to go. Then it's good in the sense that there's no discrimination. If I want to start selling Salaula, I'll just get my 500 kwacha, I'll go to Soweto, buy clothes, post them online. Because it's not, anyway, things have changed such that it's not always that you need a shop. You can still do your business inside, in the comfort of your house, your home. So at the end of the day, it's just I think it's good and bad. Like I said, it has pros and cons.
Okay. Do you think there are a lot of opportunities out there for people to do business?
The opportunities are there. We are just not going after them.
We are the problem.
Yes. The problem is with, because, the problem I've seen is we want you, G-Wise, to come and approach me to say, oh, Namwezi, can you come for my podcast? But what's wrong with me coming to say, G-Wise, I've seen you do this and this and this. Are you able to help me?
Just because it's G-Wise.
So for me, I think that's a problem. The government equally has got a lot of, under the Ministry of Youth, I've worked with the Ministry of Youth before, and people would think, oh, because I know certain people, certain class of people. No, I'll just walk in and just ask, I saw this online. What is this about? They always put their stuff online. So even if it's not the government, just go on this online website, go on YouTube.
Just check out. And people don't utilize websites.
Exactly. You would see something. They know how they do their things. No, it's connection. No, it's what? No, it's not connection. Sometimes you just need to go out there and get whatever you want.
Okay. We've talked about challenges when it comes to law. And business-wise, you've talked about, I'm sure, the exchange rate here and there. What are some of the challenges that you faced?
Being a female and being young.
That's big. Let's talk about those two.
There are certain people...
Being a female first, how has that been for you?
It's been hard, actually, for both law and the business. Yes, because there's a whole lot of things that goes on in these institutions. There's a whole lot of things that goes on in you trying to get someone to be on the cover and stuff. There are certain people who've just underlooked me. They're like, I've never heard of this magazine, so no.
No.
Yes,
okay.
Because they expect, I don't know which magazine they expect to be on, because I feel currently we're like, being a woman is hard, especially in times of dealing with both genders, which is male and female. Women will not like you because you're a woman.
And why is that?
I really don't know.
Why can't we support our own gender?
That's the thing. So, they'll go on social media and say, no, women supporting women, this
but
and
it's
that.
not the same.
But they will not do it. They'll just sit on it. Oh, she thinks she's that. Oh, she thinks A, B, C, and D. So that's a problem for both the male and the female. I know times where I can even come to say, G-Wise, I need this, and I know so you can do it for me. But you'd say no, because they're thinking, oh, if I give
Azakula mutu.
Azakula mutu, Azapitisa before me, such things. But at the end of the day, I'll still come back to say, but had it not been for you, I wasn't where I am. Exactly. So there's that in our industry. So,
Okay, and being young?
Being young.
They say you don't have the experience.
Not only experience, there are times where I remember when I was at Unidas, I would go to these offices, like, I've got this magazine, can we do this and this? They would say, young lady, what do you do for a living? Apart from this, I'm like, I'm a student. Go and finish school. When you finish school, you come. I finish school, I go back. Then they say, no, you need more. Like, when will this end? Yeah.
Oh, sorry about that. What can we do to change this sort of narrative?
The mindset.
Mindset.
Yes. We need to understand.
But that's, for me, I feel when you want to change someone's mindset, it's really very tricky because you have to border on their characters.
Yes.
And every time when your character is attacked, somebody becomes defensive. So how do we change that without really offending?
We can't change it. They should change themselves. Because I can't change you.
Yeah,
I can't say, look, you should look at life like this. You're the one who's going through that life. You know what I mean? True. So even then, they just need to understand, okay, this position that I'm in, I'll have these people would come out, these others would come and approach me, there's this, but how do I go about it? Maybe let me just try to give these people a chance.
Yeah. Quite big, yeah? Okay. With the evolving of media, okay, we're talking about online now. Social media is big on news. It's big on everything. It happens like almost immediately. How have you managed to stay relevant with the magazine?
Staying relevant for us is about what we stand for, because we don't want a situation where we should kill traditional media.
Okay.
I'll give a very good example of newspapers like Daily Nation and others. They do have a website. They do have their online digital copies. They equally sell out. There's still people in our country who believe in having this copy in their homes. And there are others who would say, but why are you printing? This is wasting money. Why don't you just post it online?
Yeah.
In Zambia, I feel we are not yet there. We're still growing. We're still a developing country. So there are certain things that would appreciate and there are certain things that would not appreciate.
It's funny that despite having an iPhone, a MacBook, whatever I have, I always write my notes on a piece of paper. Yes, I always write my notes on a piece of paper. So I understand when people who still need a hard copy.
They do. Because it's not everyone who equally is more exposed to the internet. Maybe our readers are the people who are into traditional media and they're not online. Because online, anyone just post anything. 2 minutes, the story dies, something else comes up.
Okay. Community impact beyond business. Do you engage in community or social impact initiatives? Do you, as a movement, as a career, as a lawyer?
Not on a personal level, but as a movement we do. Yeah, like every end of year, we always find an orphanage to go to. If not an orphanage, we find a person who we can donate. If not, we also have community stories. We would go dig deep into these communities where we just get their actual stories, what goes on. And it's sad because the community actually has very real and touching stories compared to what we just see. No, this one has done this is trending and stuff.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Okay. Namwezi, trust me, really inspirational.
Thank you.
How you just balance your time is amazing because both of your careers are involving. Being a CEO and an entrepreneur is really, really hectic. And being a lawyer, how you just balance it, I think it's just awesome, okay? I want you to look into the camera, talk to somebody. Just talk to them. Whatever is upon your heart, I want to ask you, just talk to somebody.
Okay, before I even talk to somebody, I want somebody to know out there that I am a product of G-Wise. No, I might not have another opportunity to say this. I might not even meet you. I don't know when.
I'm humble.
We might not talk on phone except just scroll through TikTok and say, okay, this is the guy. But yeah, he's really played a very huge impact in my life from the time I was starting. He gave me a platform where I could, sell myself as an individual and as a business. So thank you so much for the opportunity.
I'm humbled.
Yes.
Humbled, Namwezi.
But nonetheless, we must continue. I think I'll just say continue with whatever you're doing.
I think you need to be my lawyer.
I'll send you a quotation.
Please do.
Yeah, so Chibamba Kanyama, the first time I met him was at Pamozi Hotel.
Okay.
And he said to me, who are your parents? Are you doing this to feed people at home? Are you doing this to take yourself to school and stuff? So when I told him, no, my parents are actually this and this and this. You were my dad's boss once upon a time. And then he laughed and said, who's your father? I told him, I still can't remember because it was a big institution. It's I see him. So after that, the next meeting we had was at Elementos Hotel. So when we sat there, he said, you know what? I would love to meet your parents, but because of time and everything, I think he was traveling out or something. He said, one thing I'm going to tell you is just keep going.
Mm-hmm.
When you find the ground, keep digging. Don't stop. You'll never know what's under because maybe you don't know if you're looking for water, you're looking for minerals or anything. By the time you'll be like, nah, can't feel it.
Yeah.
That's when maybe something is there. And then I met Slabdi. That was, I don't know how many months ago. I've been a fan. He doesn't know, but I played professional. Yes. So he invited me to his office, luckily. So when I went there, we missed each other. I was going in, he was going out. I didn't saw it. My friend was like, stop doing it. But we can't hold. So we just passed each other. We're there. We know he's left.
He's left, but you still went to the office.
Yes, we still went to the office. And then Emmanuel says, no, Mapusa na chabe. Let me call him. And then Slabdi called. They call him and he says, tell her to wait for me. I'm coming.
Uh-huh.
And then my friend is like, I can't be here for long. I need to go. We were actually working. So I was like, okay, since I'm the one who's inconvenience her. Let me take her back to work.
Yeah.
So I took her back, and the time I was going, we missed each other again. And then Emmanuel calls me and tells me to say, you know what? Slabdi is busy, shan. I'm like, okay, so what's going to happen? Slabdi said, I'll wait for her. Now he's the one waiting for me at his office.
Yeah.
I went and came back. And when I reached there, I found him locked in his office. He was about to go.
Yeah.
And then he's like, madam, are you the one? I'm like, yes, sir. They said, come through. Like, he will come to, we sat in there, like, he made me comfortable, all this conversation and stuff.
Yeah.
And the thing that he left me with, because each time I meet people, I always, like, ask them, what advice can you give me?
Can you give me, yeah.
He told me his story and everything. And then he was like, one thing I would tell you is do not burn bridges.
Yeah.
You might want to walk. This, what has happened between you and I, is something. I used to walk from Matero to ZNBC and I would be bounced for a radio interview.
Yeah.
I would go back. I didn't say, Nzare Komkambi is a DJ or just stuff.
Yeah.
So this, what has happened between you and I, is a lesson.
Yeah.
Don't hate me because you had to wait. And I shouldn't hate you because you've made me wait.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, we are all in this thing together. So I think that's one thing I would like people to learn from, to say, whatever you're doing, keep going, keep pushing. People will not like you. I've lost friends. I've lost people who've just stopped talking to me because they feel maybe probably their spirits do not align with what I do.
Thank you. And then, thank you.
Yeah. So at the end of the day, just keep doing what you're doing. You are your biggest support system. Not even your family. My family were against this.
Yeah.
But today they look, when you go to ShopRite, my mom will say, welcome to magazine Korea. You know such things. But before they were like, no, Namwezi. No, I've failed in school, in life as maybe a daughter. I've failed as a friend. I've failed as a business person. I've failed in my career. But you need to keep on going. You just need to continue. Don't look back. Just keep going. You never know what's ahead.
Awesome. Namwezi, thank you so much.
Thanks to you.
I'm really touched by your story. Some I knew already, but a lot has just come out now. I think we've never really had this conversation. I'm really humbled that you made time to come for the podcast, and just what you've given out. I think somebody out there is inspired. Okay, my last question to you. You talked about not dating during your university. Are you dating now?
I am single in the eyes of the law.
She's single in the eyes of the law. Not until there's a stamp somewhere. Okay. Awesome. Namwezi, thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
I really appreciate. Thank you. Don't just burn bridges.
No, never do that.
You might need to come back. You might need to cross a bridge. Back. Very inspirational. Thank you so much.
Thanks to you.
Today's episode was sponsored by Sweat Factory right here at Twin Palm Mall. Trust me, you need to come to this gym. It's a very good gym, very equipped. I think they have a lot of equipment. Then I also saw some people training karate with black belts. So I'm sure if you want to learn defensive skills, this is the place to be. Chit Chat with G-Wise is what we call this program. And of course, make sure to subscribe, comment, and share. Tell your friends to tell their friends that on this episode, we featured one of the greatest lawyers and a business person and entrepreneur, so that they can watch this episode and tell their story too. Otherwise, thank you so much for being a part of this show. My name is G-Wise. I'll see you on the other side.